Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your October tarot reading. October is a really busy month. It has been already. The astrology for October is kind of crazy. We have two eclipses that will be ruled by Venus and Virgo. Both of them are Venetian eclipses. And Mercury is going to fly through three different signs. It's already done, Mercury's already done the change from Scorpio to Libra, and now we're going to have Mercury in Scorpio later on in the month. So if you want to get all of your astrology for the month of October, I have all of the rising sign, rising and sun astrology up on the Patreon. You're not ready to commit to being a member, you can also get each of those readings individually as well. You can just purchase each of those readings individually, as well as the classes that we offer in the universe tier. If you would like to just get the classes individually, we have meditations with Sam. We have some shadow work classes that are going up with Paige. I will be doing some spiritual protection classes for October. And so, yeah, it's really great. Patreon is a great place to get all of that, kind of like a one-stop shop. If you're already a Patreon member, thank you. And thanks for the support. That's probably the best way to support us right now is through Patreon. And I do have my 6-month readings available. So January through June, if you get the reading in October, you'll also get the December 2023 energies in your reading. So that's up there. All of that information is in my description box. Let's get you a surrender card, Aquarius. Sun, Moon, and Rising with the power of surrender. Let's see with this crazy energetic month, what is it that you are surrendering? And with these eclipses, we will be surrendering things. Like, it's not about being afraid of the energy. I think that a lot of people are kind of like turned off with astrology because of the fear mongering that happens. I try to empower everybody as much as possible through all of this junk that we're going through, because you can tell, even if you don't know astrology, if you don't know anything about astrology, if you don't listen to your astrology readings, you can tell the energy is off. Like, you can tell that there's something weird going on. And whether it's the cosmos, which in my belief, I do believe that the way that we react to the energy of the cosmos, I believe that that's absolutely a thing that humans interact with and have relationships with that kind of energy. But whether it's the cosmos or whether it's like humankind, whether it's the consciousness of everybody that's changing, there's definitely a change that, like, there's something happening, we can tell. So for me, I explain it through astrology, and I try to empower everybody through this astrology instead of be like, be careful of doing this and be careful of doing that. Like, I don't try and do those kinds of, me. I'm more of an optimistic person than that. But your surrender card, Aquarius, is surrender to receiving support and love. So allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture yourself as well. Surrender to receiving support and love. You know what's really interesting, what I've learned about surrendering to receive support and love in my life? For me, I have learned that you have to really learn how to trust yourself to open yourself up to receive support and love. This is a lot about the 8th house, believe it or not, in astrology. Receiving love, receiving support, receiving gifts, receiving guidance, being open to receive is very much 8th house energy. And most of us have not learned how to be open to receive because of the unconditional nature of that, right? And this is not an unconditional world we live in. So how do we learn how to live unconditionally? And how do we learn how to love unconditionally, we learn how to trust ourselves. That's really where it starts. We learn how to trust ourselves. We learn how to trust how to make decisions for ourselves. And in that, we're making decisions on who we can trust outside of us. When we know we can trust ourselves to make those decisions, it's easier to receive the support and love from the people who are being genuine and authentic about it and not trying to, create not trying to create more hardship for you, right? And we're going to have Venus in Virgo through October into the beginning of November. And that's all about self-serve. It's not about self-service. It's about serving others. But with Venus in Virgo, one of the lessons of Virgo is to be of service to ourselves as well, so that we can be of service to other people that we care and that we care about and love. So, Aquarius. Okay. I'm gonna move my little skull guy up to right here so you guys can still see my skull here. All right. Okay. So I feel like there is a balance. I just want to make sure my microphone was still on. I don't know why I thought it was off. Okay, so I feel like you're trying to find some kind of balance in your life. There we have the Justice card and the Temperance card in these readings, and we also have the Chariot, and that brings balance into our lives as well. That when we're headed on our journey. So let's look and see what we have here. We have Justice. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Chariot. We have Temperance. We have the Devil. And the Nine of Cups. I feel like you want something different. I feel like you want something different. But here's the thing. So, justice is all about finding the balance in life. It's also about recognizing that it's like life isn't always just going to be dandy and roses and butterflies and all of that, too. We also have to, there are hard things. There are hard things that everybody's going to go through. And that's going to look different for everyone, but there are hard things that everyone's going to go through. So it feels very much like you're on a journey, and there's a lot of major arcana here. There are only two cards that aren't major arcana. So this is a really important, like, pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the road signs of where you're going right now. You are on a journey of balance is where you're looking, right? And I feel like part of that is by some of it has to do with the past, with that Six of Cups there. Some of it has to do with relationships from the past. Some of it has to do with your childhood. Some of it might even have to do with past life things. But you would definitely have to pay attention to what that is. But I feel like what you're doing is bringing balance. And whether you are deciding that you want to physically move or physically, go in another direction, this feels very much like you're moving forward from the past, right? And then we have Temperance and the Devil and the Nine of Cups. So this is where you are making decisions with a balanced heart and mind, Temperance, and allowing yourself to learn the lessons. The Nine of Cups is the wish card. But a lot of times, if we're not being disciplined, which is what the Devil is actually bringing to you, is that discipline. If we're not being disciplined, then we can, that wish card can be very overindulgent. like I want, gimme, 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 right? Like that guy's like really fat and happy here. He's very indulging, right? So, okay, let's see. See, we've got justice. Um, so the direction that you're going right now feels like you're moving away from the hardships of things and you're really wanting to find balance. And I feel like there's there's this sweetness that you sort of want to bring to the to the I don't know, to what's happening and what's going on and everything that is happening here. Um, okay, so so the signs that you could be dealing with, wow, we have a lot of them here. Libra, Taurus, Cancer, Leo now, Sagittarius, Virgo, Capricorn, heavy on the fire, heavy on the water. So you're dealing with a lot of fire and a lot of water this month. But this feels like the balance that you feel very balanced in creating, right? So we have the Empress on the Justice card. For some of you, I feel like for some of you, I feel like this is a balance that you're seeking with your mother. This could be the balance that you're seeking being a mother. The Empress often represents the mother quality, but there's something, it's like the healing that you're doing right now is helping you to create more, but it's also like I feel like there's a healing that's going on with your mother, and I feel like it's very much like a pat from the past, right? Like things that happened in your childhood, things that happened in your past, and there's a lot of healing that's coming up with that, and it's making you very resilient. There's this resiliency that's going on. You're recognizing, because the Six of Cups for me, like, yes, it's about a soulmate, yes, it's about your childhood, things like it feels very sweet to me, though. It feels very much like there's a healing of the childhood happening. There's a healing with a soulmate that's happening. There's a healing of the soul that's happening. And maybe the soulmate's a Leo, but I see the Strength card very much about the resiliency that we often find in life after we have gone through a hardship. And you really have. I mean, like down here, we have the 10 of Wands. We're going to get there, but I can tell that you've been through a hardship, right? So this feels like there's this resiliency here. And, it's interesting because there's not a lot, the Aquarius energy isn't like loud in this reading. I feel like in a lot of ways, you're showing up in the King of Cups way, and in the King of, like, the two gentlemen, the two masculine energies that showed up in this reading. I sort of feel like you're showing up in this. It feels like a very emotional month for you. Not necessarily in a bad way. I know when I say the word emotions, some people are like, no, especially you guys, Aquarius. Oof, showing those emotions. You have them. You've always had them. It's just like you guys are just really good at masking the emotional side of things. So I do feel like, and I feel like your emotions are going to take you on a journey in themselves. Even more so, this feels like a month of patience for you. It's really a month of patience for everybody. I think that, like, we could use the words emotional maturity, practicing emotional maturity. I know I've said that before in readings this year already, but this year really has been a practice in emotional maturity. And the people that have not been practicing emotional maturity, you can tell they're going off the deep end right now. Like, there's a lot of people that are kind of losing their minds. But so we have the Hermit on Temperance here. So this isn't just you. So for some of you, this is also being patient with a Virgo, but I feel like this is being patient with yourself while you're on this journey. Because I think that this emotional month, you may feel like becoming a hermit a little bit this month and not really wanting to be out and about with people. I know it's sort of the beginning of, all of these festivities at the end of the year for us in the States, but, more so than anything, this feels very much like it's a month of contemplation. It's a month of recognition that you don't want to go backwards. Like you've learned these lessons of hardship, 10 of wands on the devil, and maybe it's your job that's weighing you down. But it could be a relationship that's weighing you down. It could be the relationship with your mom that's weighing you down. It could be the fact that you are a mom that's weighing you down. All of that's okay. All of that is okay to admit and then to process. But at the end of the day, whatever that 10 of wands is for you, that's what this processing is happening for you because you've learned the lessons. It could be that you're with a Capricorn energy that's really feeling very heavy as well on you. But Pluto is at its last couple degrees of Capricorn before moving into Aquarius in January. And so this is, for Aquarius rising, this is your 12th house. So, you know, digging up those deepest, darkest parts of who you are and allowing yourself to take a look at it and be like, I don't want it to look like this anymore. Whatever it is that looks like that's too heavy and restrictive for you. I don't want it to look like this anymore. And then be that great manifester, right? So the King of Wands, I think he's the best manifester in the deck. I hate to say that. I sort of have an affinity for the King of Wands, but for some of you, you want to move away from an emotional person and you would rather be with someone who's a little bit more feisty. For some of you, there's just a longing. There's a desire and a longing and a wish. And like, I feel like there's this manifestation that's happening, but it's through the moving of emotions through your body this month, Aquarius. So, and whatever that looks like for you, and it honestly, you could even be moving through past life things and you could be moving through childhood things like I said. But at the end of all of this, there's a sweetness, right? So we have the Knight of Cups and we have the Knight of Swords with the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I feel like for some of you, you're trying to keep things pretty calm this month, and you may not see that argument coming. There may be an argument with an air sign, could be you. You could be that argument that's like coming in and just feeling kind of triggered by it. So, practicing emotional maturity. But I do really feel like you are letting go of some pretty heavy stuff through this eclipse season. So take good care of yourselves. I love you guys so much and have a wonderful October. Bye.